tell of the MagnaCharter, as was signed at the Baron's command, on Runnymede Isle, in Middle of Thames, by King John, also known as Lackland. Some folk say it were wrong of the barons, their will on the king so to thrust. But I think if you look at both sides of the case, that they had to do somewhat or bust. For the king, from the moment they crowned him, started acting so cunning and sly. Of course, being king, he couldn't do wrong, but by gum he'd a proper good try. The way he treated young Arthur shows how his feelings were bad. He tried to get Hubert to poke out his eyes, which is no way to treat a young lad. He wasted the ratepayers' money. All their cattle and corn he did take, till there weren't a morsel of bread in the land. The folks had to make do with cake. It were one thing in playing the tyrant for vassals and folk of that class, but he tried it on with the barons, and that's where he made his folks pass. He started bombarding their castles and burning them over their heads, till there weren't enough castles left to go round, and folks had to sleep six in a bed. So they went to the king in a body, and their spokesman, Fitzwalter by name, opened the hole in his helmet and said, conciliatory like, "What's the game?" The king starts to shilly and shally. He sits and he haws and he hums, till the barons in anger were gnashing their teeth, and those with no teeth gnashed their gums. Said Fitz, through the hole in his helmet, "'Tis you who's put us in this plight." And the king, not wanting to say anything, murmured, "Leave your address and I'll write." This angered the gallant Fitzwalter. He stamped on the ground with his foot, and was just giving the king a right telling off, when the hole in his helmet fell shut. "We can get him a MagnaCharter," said Fitz, when his face he had freed. Said the barons, "That's right, and if one's not enough, get two, and happen they'll breed." When they started drafting the charter, and when it were proper drawn up, it looked like a paper on cattle disease, or entries to Waterloo Cup. Next day the king, unsuspecting, and having the afternoon free, to Runnymede Isle had taken a boat, and was having some shrimps for his tea. He'd just pulled the head off a big un, and was squeezing its tail with his thumb, when up comes a barge load of barons, who said, "We thought you'd be here, so we've come." When they told King about MagnaCharter, he went all sort of limp, but minding his manners, he took off his hat and said, "Thanks very much. Have a shrimp." "That's better sign at once," said Fitzwalter. "If they don't, I'll tell thee for a start that next coronation will happen quite soon, when you won't be there to take part." So they laid charter out on tea table, and the king signed it good as a lamb, though his writing in places was sticky and thick, 'cause he dipped his pen in the jam. But it's thanks to that there MagnaCharter that got signed by the barons of old, that we in England can do what we like, as long as we do as we're told.